firstly. Peter, myself, everybody in the office, it's amazing to see you as Diamond, second only Diamond, as I've said. I mean, we've had a journey together as a team, and I know how much this has meant for you and to you over the last few years. You've said, I'm going to get Diamond, I'm going to get Diamond, and you have. In this last few months, you got really focused on it. I think you decided to decide sometime this year, and you've done it. And I can't tell you how much pleasure it is to have you on stage as Diamond. It means a lot to me. So congratulations, particularly from me. We'd love to hear a little bit of your story. In fact, when I called Peter to tell him that you'd made Diamond, he obviously knew who you were, but we had some interesting conversations about how sometimes when you meet people, you're completely unaware of their background. And so tell us a little bit about your early career before you even got involved in network marketing.
My previous background, I say previous, I first got in network marketing when I was 24, was that of an accountant. And the reason why I became an accountant was a lot of my friends, I played a lot of chess when I was younger, and a lot of my friends were either barristers or accountants. And I definitely didn't want to become a barrister for the studying, so an accountant seemed an easy option. And I never saw any poorly paid accountants, so it seemed to make sense. I ended up working with a large bank and headed up the audit department, and I was pretty excited about that. But very quickly, as we move on in life, I had a daughter, and then followed by a son. My daughter was really my inspiration. I realised that I was leaving home in the morning and she was in bed. I come home at night, she was in bed. It didn't happen 5 days a week, it happened 6 days a week. And it wasn't because she was lazy, it was because I worked long hours. And then, of course, Ian talked about the financial crash. I don't know if anyone remembers or was born around that time or been around. That what happened is interest rates went up to 15%, and I bought my first house. And the value of the house went down, interest rates went up, and I thought, I'm now going to have to get a part-time job. So as well as working in London, I went round the pubs doing seafood, prawns, cockles, mussels, and I thought, wow, okay, I can work on a Sunday too, but I can't really see much more time left. And I was working at 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the evening, and then doing some travelling as well. And I thought, you know what, I saw lots of people as an accountant that made lots of money. They had lots of money, and I saw people that had lots of money had no time, and I saw people that had lots of time and they had no money. And I guess I wasn't after any one of those. What I wanted was something in the middle. You see, my perfect day started at 12, it finished at 1, and I had an hour for lunch. And I couldn't see how I could achieve it, and someone showed me the industry. And it was a little bit of a rocky start. For those of you that know me,
how did that happen? Tell us how did you first become aware of the industry, firstly?
Well, actually, funny enough, the very first time was, I was a little bit of a smoker back in the day, and I was out in the garage with my parents, and my daughter was 17, and she come back with a box of products called Larome.
I remember.
And she signed up with the permission of my mum and dad, and being an accountant, I said, you're not going to let her do that, are you? You are joking. And I'm not very proud to say, but I actually talked her out of joining network marketing. And it wasn't until years later that I come across a company that they introduced me to when just after Gemma was born, because I couldn't see a way of breaking free. And I wanted more children as well, and I couldn't see any time. You know, my goal was really, as I said, to watch my children grow up. That was really what it was about for me. Yeah. So I joined a company, got some results quite quickly, working a Who Do You Know list, and I wish that company was forever living, but it wasn't. But everything happens for a reason, and when that didn't work, they said there's a next one, so I joined that and followed some leaders, and when that didn't work, I sat at home and cried for 3 months. And it was really, Gemma would, in fact, we just realised that Jonathan was on his way, and Gemma come back in when she was really young and tapped me on the knee, and I didn't realise she was actually in the room, and said, "Daddy, don't cry. I thought she'd gone out with her mum," and she had, but her mum would come back. Don't worry, she wasn't left on her own. I thought, wow, you know, I've got to grow up for her, if nothing else. So then what I decided was that in every single bad event that happens in life, okay, there is always an opportunity. And what you need to do is grab it. And I think I was once told by a very successful person that Winston Churchill said, at some stage in most people's lives, they would trip up over an opportunity. Most people will pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and walk on as if nothing had happened. And that wasn't going to be me. I needed to be the head of the family. I needed to take advantage of what I learned about the industry and what I loved. And what I needed to do was find a company that was solid, that had growth. And I tell you, I never forget the day that I got a call. I got a call from a few different people, actually. But the person I ended up joining was a friend who was approached me from someone else. And I went and met Dusty.
Just explain who Dusty is, because a lot of our audience won't.
Dustin Green was an amazing man. He was the...
Peter, you must have met. Did you meet Dusty?
No.
He was the managing director before yourself.
Before me, yeah.
So we've only had 2 managing directors. Now, come on, 25 years and your company's only had 2 managing directors. That tells you something. Okay, he was a great guy. I never forget meeting him. And who I went to see him with was a gentleman called Richard. And Dusty actually, I think, went for one of his first pizzas, okay, because he knew I was a pizza eater. We went out, we had a chat, and I just loved the guy. I loved the opportunity. He made it sound so simple. It was a very, very solid company. And you know, as Ian and Emma said, you know, there's four things you do really. It's TTP, 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 TTP. Take the products, talk to people, train the people, and take the profit. And that's really what we've got to do. And you know, what I saw with this company was integrity, saw love. And I must say, I was still very skeptical, but only because of my past. And but what I did believe was that if I put my house on Forever Living, it would be here in 24 years. And I've met some great people over the time. I mean, this company is awesome. You know, the thing I want to say first of all, and I can't help but say it, and I'm really sorry to cut across my question, but Rex Morn, you are amazing. Yeah. I thank you for everything you've ever done.
Well said, Paul, well said. So, the first couple of companies were really your apprenticeship, I guess, in learning what networking
it was my
about.
apprenticeship and the way to destroy a who to know list. Because when I started phoning them, you said, hold on, wait a minute, Paul.
Didn't you say that was the best thing?
That was the best thing, and wasn't there something before that? And now this is, excuse me for being a bit sceptical. So I had a few rejections in the earlier days.
But you'd seen the vision of what was possible through
through what
the right opportunity by then, yeah?
Oh, wow, yes. Yes, I saw the opportunity. And I was so excited about it. I didn't really know much about aloe vera, and I never met a mum either, but you know, it was really sounded like a great product. And I was willing to drink it, and like most people that took the raw stuff when we first got it, I think Richard put a juice in front of me, and I didn't realise it was a juice, and boy, did I never take that again. But the actual aloe vera gel, it grows with you, it really does. And as you can see from Ian and Emma, you know, the more you take it, the funnier you get. Okay? That really is cool stuff.
He must have been drinking a lot, don't you think, Peter? A lot over the years. He is funny.
I've heard about you, definitely. It was a great company, so I just went outside talking to people. I took the product. You know, anyone that knows me or works with me, the number one thing is take the product. Take the product, take the product, take the product, take the product. You need to believe in this product. How would everyone in this business succeed if you had as much belief in the products as Rex, as Jane, as in Natalie, as in Emma, as in Bob? You know, how would we all be? Would it be easy? Would it be easy?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're only going to do that by taking it. And one of the things I've seen is my business has always been there, obviously because of the company, without a doubt, 100%. But when I've had the odd holiday or two, and a couple of people who duplicated me in my team, and they've had the odd holiday or two, and then 20 odd years later, when some of them were 50 when they joined, so now they're in their 70s, some are in their 80s, and they're retired, the volume keeps coming in. Why? Because they took the product, they loved the product, their children took the product. I'll tell you an interesting story about Gemma. Jonathan never told me this, but maybe that's because he wasn't brave enough to tell me he didn't like the products. But Gemma said to me many times, "Do I really have to take these products?" "No, you can get a job and buy your own." Okay, right? And it's funny. She's got a great career, and I'm very proud of her, as I am Jonathan. I love them both very dearly. And thanks, Rex, for allowing me to have a business to spend the time and watch them grow up. But Gemma now, funny enough, I won't say the company she works with, just in case this goes on the internet, but what's really interesting is she buys our products today out of her own money because she loves them. And if you've got a team, a family of people that love the products, your income will never, ever die. And then you build it whenever you want to. Don't be influenced by anyone else. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. Don't let anyone push you. You do it when you want to. You know, what I love about Rex and Greg, and a lot of the team, Aidan and all the team in America, and I must say, can I just ask everybody in this room to please give a round of applause to our head office staff in the UK. They are amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay? Absolutely amazing. And without them, we wouldn't have a business, but they are incredible. But you know, if you take the product, you talk to people, you can at any stage you want to turn it up. You can turn it down, you can take time off. I never, ever, ever got any messages saying, "Paul, you've had a week off, a month off, a year off, a decade off." You know, whatever it was, got to come back to work. No, keep paying. The only thing it said, which I think is really fair, is if you don't do any work that year, the chairman bonus is for the people that come in and doing the work. And I think that's a very, very fair plan. Yeah.
You must have seen a lot of plans over the years, Paul, in other companies, yeah. And ours is the most generous and the most fair.
It's not just the most generous, you know, how many people have ever worked for a company, whether it's in this industry or not, and as a bunch of people get that qualification, they raise the goalposts. Forever Living, I've only ever changed it twice, and that's down.
Yeah.
Made it easier. I remember one time having to phone my downline, and this is a challenge. I said, "By the way, they just made the international trip, which is now a global rally, even easier on CCs. I'm afraid to say you've already qualified this year." I mean, wow, is that a hard conversation to have? You know, I mean, this company is absolutely unbelievable. You know, I am biased, but I have met over 10,000 people face to face that have got an awesome story, living the life that they want to live. What makes anyone think we're not as good as 10,000 people?
Yeah.
You know, it is awesome, and you control it. It's the first thing the only thing I've ever been in that I can totally control.
So tell us a little bit about living the life. I know the Bentley's outside because we were admiring it this morning, which has been on your goal list for a long, long time.
Yeah, it was on my goal list.
What's a month in the life of Victoria and Paul look like?
Happiness, love, you know, great family, doing what you want to do when you want to do it, doing it who you want to do it with, working with some great people. You know, I'm really, really, you know, really privileged. And, you know, Rex has put the opportunity, but like lots of other FBOs, we've capitalised and done some work on what he set out. And there's no secret that you know, we have to do work. And, you know, over the years, sometimes when you start making a bit of money, we struggle to know our whys. But when you know your why, stay hold of it. And instead of having an excuse to give your why up, have an excuse to do it. Stay focused, do what you want to do, look for a reason. I remember when I was going for Diamond Manager, and I said to you at the beginning of the year that I was going to, no, actually at the ADD meeting, this was my year to go Diamond. And unfortunately I wasn't very well at the beginning of the year and I had to take some time out. Okay, and then when I decided to come back, I set a plan. I said to you, now I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it. And when I decided to do it, I decided to put a plan in. And I remember one day we were around the house, Robert was there, Victoria was there, and old Victoria, young Victoria, sorry, she made 27 calls, got 7 one-to-ones, and signed up 8 people. How does that happen? Right, I don't know. Robert, okay, he made some calls, and like he said, in that first month, he sponsored 6 people, 4 days in a row, back to back. He sponsored 1, 1, 1, 1. I phoned 91 people. I managed to get about 8 presentations, and invited them round to my lovely house, thinking I have a good chance. Come out the one-to-one. After about the 9th, I think it was the 9th one, Robert and Victoria, as they always were, standing in the kitchen. How do you go? And I didn't even say anything. They looked at each other and just burst out laughing because they were sponsoring and I wasn't. And I thought, wow, you know, I've got to get going. So I said, you know, I was looking for a bit of inspiration. So Victoria gave me some love, as she always does. And she said, look, let me tell you about a story about Diana Page. She's just been through 189 no's. Now, I didn't want to question Victoria's figures because I've never seen Victoria ever get a figure right. But just in case it was a lot less, I was on 91, I didn't want to turn around and correct it saying it was 89. And I was looking for some strength. And I looked at all the time, I looked at Jane, I looked at you. You're a massive inspiration to me, Bob. I want to thank you, everything you've ever done for me, all the support you've given me and everything. Okay, and I want to thank you for all the support you're going to give me. Okay. And you know, I remember and I thought, right, okay, come on, Diana, she's a star. Yes, okay, I want to quit, I want to quit. No. Okay, I'll tell you what, I need permission. What I'm going to do is I'm going to beat Diana and I'm going to get 190 no's and then I can quit. And I focused on that, and of course that could never happen. And we were off and running. And then we're building a bit of momentum, and then it was just a case of not stopping no matter what happens.
It sounds, Victoria, like it's a whirlwind house at times.
Yeah,
Trying to hang on to Paul's coattails.
It is a whirlwind house, and it's a very up and down house, and we're both quite feisty people. So we do sometimes come to blows, and it comes from a really, really good place. It comes from, Paul is the most generous person.
He is, I agree.
He's got a huge, huge heart. He likes to fly below the radar. He likes to hide in the shadows. But I've had to tell him that with this position, he doesn't get that luxury anymore. He's having to get used to being seen, and people wanting to have photographs taken with him. But above all, he's got the biggest heart that just wants as many people as possible to succeed. He will take you in, he will look after you, he will support you, he will love you, and he actually asks for nothing in return. He's just such a fabulous guy.
He's a very loyal person.
He's a very, very loyal person. And he just, our day-to-day lives are just absolutely fantastic. As he said, it's full of love, it's full of happiness. We've got a wonderful family that's, you know, a large family. And yeah, it's just, it gives us so much, but it's all thanks to this man. He's a strong, strong leader. He's the glue that holds us all together. And yeah, we all love him very much.
You also look like you have a lot of fun as well. So.
We have an awful amount of fun, yeah. So it's great. I do think he loves our little dog a little bit more than he loves me. She's a new addition. But we have a lot of fun. Gemma and Jonathan are fantastic. They took me in as their stepmom without question. They've allowed me to love their dad and help him achieve what he wants to achieve. So yeah, it's great.
Can I ask a question?
No.
So,
Yes, sorry, yes.
Pity. I was wanted to ask if you could do a selfie with me, but we'll do that later.
Yeah.
Now
So
you're supporting
you've been
him in the
around
future.
24 years, so you must have seen many waves. Business going up, business going down. So what would you say to people who are facing some of that right now?
If you think it's going down, you're right. And if you think it's going up, you're right. I mean, I don't know. I mean, when I got back, I guess no one ever meant to say anything negative. It's like, you know, I remember hearing a story many years ago by a guy called Frank, and I want to thank him for the help he's given me. As I want to thank many people, but he told me, he said, look, you know, Paul, imagine this, if you liked a bit of football, Okay, that'd be quite hard because I don't really like football, but okay, let's go for it. And we had 2 teams were playing on the TV, and your team was there. Okay, and you decided that you want to invite a few friends around your house, so you invited a few friends around your house, and just recently your wife had made a really good decision, decided that it was time to decorate the lounge, so you went out and you got just some new carpet, some new couches, and you invite your friends round, and you had some coffee or beer or nuts and crisps, and then the other team scored, and your friend jumped up, knocked their drink all over the place, knocked their beer all over the place, nuts went on the floor, and they're jumping up, stamping their feet, and the food's going in your carpet. What do you think you might say? Do you think it might be a little bit negative? Would you might want to get them out your house very rapidly before you actually come to blows? Would that be fair? But yet you will let someone neg in your ear every day, even people that you love and like, and you won't walk away and get yourself some positive information back. Look, we all love lots of people, and not everyone is going to be in forever living. Not everyone is going to think the way that you think. But you can't get rid of them because you love them and you want to be around them. But what you need is 10 positives for every neg that they're going to put in your ear. So walk away quick, listen to an audio, listen to a CD or a tape as we used to do in the old days. And so, yeah, I think it's really about self-talk. You really, really need to be talking to yourself in a great way. And Jane, she's such an inspiration. She really is. And there's loads of people who've also followed on from that. You've got Natalie, you've got Emma, you've got so many people that are really, really, really successful. But I remember Jane saying, you're fed up, you're feeling down, you've got 5 minutes. If you're an assistant supervisor, you can have 8. But really, come on, let's look out. You try sounding sad, you try sounding depressed, you try not to go for your goals if you're putting all good stuff in. So really, it's self-talk, not comparing yourself. What is it that you want? Rex is followed by Greg, and some of the stuff he's done is absolutely amazing. And where this company's going to go with the next generation in place as well is, I'm so excited. But they gave us the opportunity, they gave us the products, they gave us the marketing plan. What else do we want? Just send us the checks, that'd be nice, but we've got to do some work. And I think one of the things is it's all about finding people, that inspire you. It's about finding people. I was told once, we sit on the BP every week, find 5 key people. And I always wondered what that is, and what that really means to me is find 5 people that you think are better than you, show them how to get started and get out their way. Okay, the support is here. It's everywhere, And I've been going around the BPs in the last 3 months, and what I was hearing over the last couple of years or the last year is, it's done here, it's different 17 years ago or 15 years ago, you should try and build it now, okay? And when I was getting them 91 no's, believe me, them voices in my head were very loud. Oh, it's a has-been, it was 18 years ago, people are different, it's different ways. Well, I tell you something, once I got focused, I stopped looking, as John Curtis says, took my wing mirrors off and stopped looking behind, and I looked forward in my life, and the only time I ever looked back was to learn, and I got focused and ignored them voices and put the positive voices in. I'll tell you something, I think it's easier than it's ever been. Okay, I really, really do. I believe that over the next 3-4 years, with different things that happen in America and the UK, due to maybe Brexit, due to financial things, different things that are going on, robots taking people's jobs, that we're probably going to have about 130 million in both countries unemployed. And they need a home. They need a home, guys. They need a home, and they're not entrepreneurs. They're people like you and me that want to create a life themselves. They want to dream. They want to spend time with their family. They want to do things they want to do, and they need a home. And what we need to do is welcome them in. We need to get the culture right. We need to get the positivity right. We need to support the meetings, support the trainings. The BPs I'm so excited about, because most of my managers didn't go manager because they listened to me, they listened to someone cross line. Okay, really, seriously, it was amazing. And then, like Ian and Emma, they come back and thank you, which is actually an incredible thank you, but they are the stars. So find 4 or 5 people that got some excitement, that want something, that got bigger goals than you, bigger dreams. Show them how to get started and then take a break or find another 5. It's entirely up to you. Use the support system, the trainings and everything.
That was amazing. Great answers, Paul. Wasn't that amazing, inspirational insight into not just Paul's journey, but the future for us all in Forever Living? Paul, once again, many congratulations.
Can I just say a few thank yous to people? I obviously want to thank Rex. I don't think I've said thank you, Rex, but thank you. Greg, Aidan, all the home office in America, the head office, Bob, okay, Peter, for the work you're going to do. Okay. I'd like to thank my amazing team. You know, I can't say I can't literally at this time with my heart beating mention all your names, but I do want to thank some people in the early days that have been real stars in building a business. Paul, Mark, okay, Cliff, Jeff and Jean, okay. I want to thank so many people, and I obviously want to really, you know, Graham, David, Steve, absolutely amazing, you know, what you're doing, where you're going to go, and what you've been through. I also want to thank everybody that's in Forever Living. You know, you guys all together make a team. We have got the best company, and what I'd really, really like to do is, I am so proud of Ian and Emma. They are an amazing couple. They have done an amazing job at stage. It's the first time they ever spoke at Success Day. I'm so proud of them. They've done Eagle Manager for 5 years in a row. I believe there's only one other couple, one other distributor that's done that, and that's Christina and Sue. Yeah. And I think you're amazing too. I'd like to thank you all for your love, all for your cards, all for your well wishes, and I'm so looking forward to 2019, but starting it now. Get that head start on. And Andy Waring, you're a star too. Thank you very much.
Diamond Manager Paul Brown, everybody.
Thank you.